Really? Yeah, like fairy wren and...
Yes, I've seen fairy wren, it's a blue one. We've got these falcons, they do some hunting sometimes.
In here?
Yeah, swifts, I think. Yeah, I know, they hover, they sit there.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they sometimes go down and get things and then they fly to a tree and dismember it, whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome.
There's a fox in there, you see him sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
You kind of don't want foxes. Oh, well, you don't have any pets, do you?
That's not my property or anything, but it's
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to stay like that.
You'd love for it to be though, wouldn't you? What would you do? Build a development or something on this?
No, it can't be touched.
Oh, ever?
No, way back in 85, before 85, Port Templar was dumping the wrong things on that site.
Yeah.
And then that stopped and it's been covered with shale about several metres thick and it's not to be touched.
Because otherwise it'll
But
just...
there's a problem. Some prick has bought the block, he's a bit corrupt, and he has a plan. His little Zone C2, which means conservation thing, he wants to dump 2.5 million tonne of stuff on that, and he hasn't said why, to rehabilitate the area. What a lot of BS. He basically wants to turn it into...
จะดูรูปไหมแม่ไปดูเมื่อวาน
Yeah.
Although he's not staying there.
ที่บ้านที่แม่
he's
ส
been
น
knocked
ใจ
back.
อัน
Yeah.
อันนี้
We
นะ
had a meeting a while ago. I'm one of the people that's
ที่สน
opposing
ใจตัวนี้
Yeah.
ที่อยากจะออฟเฟอร์
Yeah.
We basically sort of said no.
Yeah. It's,
And council listened to us and he got crucified because his submission was garbage. He basically said, oh, the 1985 thing, I want to resurrect it. Hang on, we're in 2025.
กี่ห้องนะ
The copper tailings of the dump there, the copper mill doesn't even exist anymore. He's full of crap. He's got a secret plan. He wants to fill in the lake.
feel like...
There's a lake down there.
Oh, you feel like
He wants to fill the whole thing up. He bought this for $1 million.
Oh, wait, you got all the space including the lake?
Yeah, he bought it for $1 million. Have a look. Yeah, he bought. Have a look there. Like you don't realise it, but most of it is actually lake. When you see it from the sky, 2/3 of it is that lake. He wants to fill that in
But why would you want to fill it in?
because he wants to turn it all into land. He hasn't said.
The property overlooking the lake would be the most valuable property.
It's never going to happen. You got the ocean there. You got the Primby bypass, right? How would you get trucks in it? Nah, it's not good. He's been knocked back by council, but he's got money, so he's going to higher court to try and get a win. It's not going to happen.
It's
And
only the council
you
that's
look
corrupt
across
enough
there.
to
You
do
look across there. You see before the lake, a bloke down there let me through his property the other day because he knows I'm in the panel to stop him. And he let me through his property. His is really mowed on the other side. He's actually got a gate where he just walks through. You see, they put that up.
Yeah.
But it actually dips down about 7 metres or more, maybe 10 metres. You don't realise how much that dips down. We're actually high here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, just where the trees sort of finish halfway there, it actually goes down a big depth. And he basically wants to fill everything up to this level and more. And that's why he's going to need 2.5 million tonne.
So
Where's he going to get, what field's he going to use? Yeah, he can only use clean fill.
yeah.
He wants to do it for 15 years. That's it.
So in 15 years have all
No,
this
it's going to take him 15 years to do it.
Yeah.
And his argument is, I want to rehabilitate the area. Hang on.
$1 million.
Yeah.
If you
2.5 million tonnes
If you could
of
see that.
truck movements,
Yeah.
that's an environmental disaster. You
Yeah,
calculate
exactly,
the greenhouse gases from even 1 litre of petrol. I did the calculation and stuff and alerted them to it. It's sort of, here we are talking about greenhouse thing, not that I'm a fan of it, but I'm going to use that argument if it's suiting the purpose.
When the trucks are driving over this, wouldn't you want to not disturb it at all? Even 7 meters of shallow, you want to just like not disturb it, right?
One of the main guys, he
Yeah,
used to
everything
work,
on.
one of the main guys, he actually worked for for big trucking companies, and he said, that's right, just driving on it, you're going to upset the show thing. So he won't win. But he's got money because he bought the property up there, he bought the property up here, he wanted to set up a base. So it came on the market and he bought it for another $1 million. So he's already spent $3 million.
Yeah, so
He owns the pub in Broken Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, his family's rich.
Yeah, so he's hoping...
His name's Tim Bailey. He also owns, Ingleburn.
Yeah.
He owns the liquid managed waste thing. He deals in waste.
Okay.
So you wonder why a waste guy would suddenly want to do rehabilitation. Can you smell a rat?
Yeah. He just knows he's got the money for it, you know?
Think of how much money he would make if he turned everything, as far as the eye can see, into building blocks.
Okay.
The average building block is what, 350 square metre net worth.
This is about the size of a suburb.
Oh, he would get, say, at least 200 blocks. you think about the cost of that, like 600,000 each, you do the sums. So whatever millions he spends, he thinks he'll make back in years to come. He's thinking long term, but it's not going to happen. And another reason it's not going to happen is that road.
Yeah.
You can't upset the traffic there because it's fine now, but like June Cleargo, it gets busy. How
You would find out.
I'm moving here, yeah?
Is this?
Yeah. He's considered moving there.
Oh, Maryland.
Maryland,
You're considering
no,
moving as
it's his mum.
Okay.
yeah. No, but you're moving there too, right?
I'm not going there.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to move to Redfern
Okay.
or Piedmont, sorry.
Okay.
Why do you like Redfern Piedmont?
Well,
It's like
I just,
in the middle where everything
I've always
is.
lived on the country, now I'm here, but I just like the idea of being part of the city life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every time I go to Piedmont, I used to own a property in Piedmont, I should have kept it at 1 bed. It was actually 1.5.
Yeah. Oh,
It was the Palladium on yeah, right in the heart of Piedmont there.
Yeah.
And every time I went there, I got a good vibe. I thought, yeah, I just like this, you know. It's just like, and you don't need a car when you're in there. And even if you've got a car, you can park anywhere. It's just getting in and out of the city that's fucked. You know?
Yeah.
But once you're in there, you walk across the bridge there. You're in Barangaroo. You're in the city.
Yeah.
There's groups. There's a life.
Yeah.
You know, and the quality of people there is really nice too.
Yeah. That's good.
Sydney's gotten so like too busy. Like it's changed. To be honest, the whole face of Sydney's changed. You go to Hurstville, it's Asian. But when we were in Maryland the other day,
Was it not always that?
correct.
That's all I've ever known.
Oh yeah,
The
look,
rest was being is always.
it used to be like It used to be like
Spot there.
yeah. Now it's Spot the Aussie. When we were in Maryland, I said to her, I'm the only Australian here.
Yeah.
Because it's Arabic, it's Indian, and I don't have a problem with that. It's just
No.
funny how it's all changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find their culture interesting and stuff. But
Yeah.
you go down in Liverpool, completely changed.
Yeah.
When I was there, it was like probably 50 years ago or less.
Yeah.
Cronulla's always been Cronulla. That's been, you know.
Has it been a good change though, in a sense, or?
It isn't when they start whinging about their problems with overseas and they bring it to our countries. Like you go to Sydney any weekend, they're going to be complaining about Gaza, and I can understand that because that's terrible. That's the one thing that pisses me off about Trump. He doesn't seem to have much compassion for the thousands of poor people that have been decimated by the IDF.
In the Palestine.
Oh, stick with me.
It's a weird.
I simply understand. Israel never had a state, so in 49, the British and the Americans got
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
But here's the problem. The people that lived there, 1 million of them, were told to fuck off. This is now...
Yeah, but I actually have the problem with the Palestinians because the people who were there originally, they knew that, yeah, they'd been there a while, but they knew how contested that land is. It was more like a Muslim country back thing to say state. But what they did is how could they not know that their children and children's children and everyone was just going to keep dying for this cause of
That's a
just
history
being
that,
there.
that's a
It's
history that goes back to religion.
Yeah,
Muslims
exactly.
and Jewish have always...
And people have always been kicked out.
But you can't
that area.
just displace people and sort of
Had
say,
it been the Ottoman Empire,
you live there, bad luck, we've just made an agreement. And when Trump says, oh, I'm going to own Gaza, bullshit, you don't know, you have no ownership of it. That's the stupid things he says. He can never own it. It's not his property, right? It's just
I think what he means is just he's not going to let.
no, he said, I'm going to own it, we're going to own it. He said it like, you heard him. I'm going to own it.
He doesn't think that he's going to. I think
He throws things out there. It's like, he's a dictator. Oh, did I say that? No, he likes to stir the pot.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the master negotiator. He's not very good at all. But
No.
I do, look, there's good in all, even dumb things.
Yeah.
If he starts attacking the Fed, if he starts opening the Epstein files, the JFK files, and he starts exposing people like Bill Gates for what they really are, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on board. Because I
What you were
know,
saying about the Federal Reserve and what was the other one, the Epstein files? I would love to know if Elon's already
แล้ว
seen
มัน
all
ก็
of
ต้อ
that
งให้ที่
stuff.
เขากินไงเราจะเป็นคน
Like,
กัน
you don't think you'll ever see the Federal Reserve?
Elon hasn't seen it, but he knows who's.
Oh, we got
They,
Dave.
they talk amongst each other.
Yeah, I feel like
and
we
there
do.
would be people
แม่รู้แต่
that
แม่กลัวว่า
quietly
คน
at
เป็น
parties
ซิสจะไม่
have
กิน
sex,
เลย
have
เพื่อน
prior
แล้ว
knowledge,
พี่ก็อาจ
but
จะ
he
หิว
can't
ด้วย
sort of
ตอน
say.
นั้นลูกไปเล่น
But
ของบ้าน
every
เพื่อน
all these
ก็ต้อง
attorney
มอง
generals,
ถามเพื่อน
like
ว่าหิว
the
ไหม
way
ไม่
Ian
ใช่
Epstein
ลู
was
กเฉ
killed,
ยนะ
oh,
คะ
his cameras weren't working. Oh, he's supposed to
Oh,
jump
dude,
in
it is almost
places. Nothing there.
insane.
7 people piling over the body. I think he could even be alive. They might have just, you know.
Yeah.
There's even talk that the body that they found has different nose characteristics. It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Because this is the lengths that these bastards go to. He was a Mossad agent, and his job is honeypot
Yeah.
stuff. He has to get the mud. So they figured out a long time ago, how do we get the American senators to do our bidding? Well, if you go to, I want you to do this, I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you don't do it, I just happen to have a video with you fucking a 16-year-old girl.
Oh, like Epstein was there for just like getting people to do stuff
Yes.
that would then be.
He has Clinton on camera
Yeah.
screwing. He has Prince Andrew screwing
Yeah.
little girls.
Yeah.
They had a camera, and they admit they have the video footage. Now Bondi, the Attorney General, has asked for it. The FBI ain't given it to him. That's how deeply entrenched it is. She said, "I've got 200 documents, most of it redacted. I want the rest." And Kash Patel has asked for it too, but he realizes
It's
what are they hiding? Because Bill Gates is number one. He's on there,
yeah.
right?
I actually hoped.
Bill Gates has been on the Lolita flight at least
Yeah.
42 times.
I know.
Do you think he was just holding
No.
it? Yeah. No, he's a
Bill
evil.
Gates has always been a real like twisted sort of a guy.
He is a
What he's
twisted
doing
guy.
in Africa is like he's testing out things that are going to make. Basically, he's making them like all this help that he's doing for like stopping them from having
I'm
children.
really interested in.
Yeah, he's just stopping them from having.
Those needles he gave everybody. That's
Yeah, that
that's
too.
everybody.
That too.
He's
Should we
behind-
finish our tea?
Huh?
He's
He's an evil bastard.
Yeah, he's. What is he doing? Well, yeah, for one, any place that he's gone
You want
to,
me?
at first.
You have right,
Yeah,
okay?
I'll run.
Eat when you hungry. Tell Mark.
But here's the thing.
Have lunch, okay, darling?
You know it. You've heard whispers. He knows it. I know it. I think half America knows it. But still, they, you know, they want to keep it away from us. The other thing I want opened up is what they know about aliens. They reverse engineered alien craft. There's no doubt aliens have
I was
landed.
watching something last night. I was telling Goodman, me and my friend, we do this thing where we like just watch the sky for a little while. Only takes like a few minutes before you see something flying
Oh, shooting
overhead.
star.
That could be a
อยาก
meteorite.
กิน
burning
มา
up.
ม่าไหม
But then,
If they change direction, there's something else.
yeah, but then
แต่
usually
ชอบไหม
there's like I haven't seen it.
Look,
Like my
that's
friend
all
says
right.
that he's seen it be doing like real like
Well, that's
yeah.
physics
Okay.
impossibility.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, I don't. There's like no way of explaining
But how
this.
about New Jersey?
It's
There were
like
sightings for months.
But I've seen ones do stuff like this,
Yeah.
like. But I just haven't seen it go like. He's saying like it's just a wrestling go off their path a little bit, and like it's
Look, they've
very-
reverse engineered. They have
Yeah.
people. The people spoken out. They didn't even know why they were getting seconded into this, and they realised I'm working on a small part of something they don't understand. So, how does this defy gravity? They reverse engineer stuff. That's all the drones that you've heard in New Jersey, right? And they'll pretend that they're drones. They're not drones.
No.
Drones don't do this. And
Pretty big drones up in the sky.
no,
Sometimes
no,
really, really
the
high.
Americans and the Chinese, I'm sure, have reversed, but
Yeah.
they're keeping that away from us. So
I wonder as well if the Chinese are even more
You know why
advanced
they
than
keep away
us,
from us?
and we're not.
you know why they're keeping it away from us? Because it would smash your belief structure in religion. You've been
Yeah.
told for a long time,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bible is it, and this
I feel
is
like
it.
religion's already been
But
decimated.
has it?
I
Like,
feel
why
like-
are we fighting in Hamas? They believe in their
Yeah, but
religion.
they-
you know, the Jews
yeah, yeah.
believe in their
There's,
religion.
there's belief, but I don't think you would convince those people. I think the discussion about, like, because we've already been discussing this stuff forever, about like,
You know
oh,
what,
explain
poor
all this
people believe in
technology,
religion.
explain how we.
Poor people believe in religion because they've got nothing else. That's the only, hope is the only thing you've got left.
I also think that it's I also think religion is like an essential for any society. You're not gonna, it's like it's a cornerstone
It's a form of
of
control.
society. But I don't think I don't know that it's
Yes,
about.
it is. When you go to church, even the scriptures, what do they say? God approached the rich man, and this man said, "What do I have to get the kingdom of heaven? Give away everything." You see, you go and give away everything. Well, do you think Trump pretends he's a God-fearing man? They all do. But they build up their wealth. So the first thing they're doing is denying what God said to the rich man: give away wealth and follow me. They don't do it. It's just like, but what they want is a bunch of poor people giving all their... See,
some people can read the Bible in the way where they can get their wealth. Like, there's a thing called the story of...
no, but they're not reading the Bible. They've made it up.
No, it's in the Bible. It's a lot of a lot of these wealthy people. It's called like the rule of Moses, or it's called the rule.
Yeah, shout out to me.
Yeah, maybe ChatGPT. Do you have ChatGPT on there? You could ask it like, what is the rule of wealth in the Bible? I forget what it's called.
You're allowed to be wealthy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ask them. You can speak to it.
What do I call it?
Yeah, talk to them.
ChatGPT. What is the rule in the Bible? The rule of wealth.
The Bible addresses wealth in various passages. One key principle is that wealth itself isn't inherently bad, but the love of money can cause problems. For instance, 1 Timothy 6:10 states, "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." The Bible encourages generosity, helping others, and using resources responsibly.
See?
It's about balance and the intentions behind how wealth is used.
yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's called like
No.
Law of Mars.
Listen, you can build wealth, but you have to be generous, and the love of money is the root of all evil.
Moses or the Mosaic Law.
The Mosaic
This is
Law.
the set of
Yeah,
religious
what's
and
that?
moral laws given to the Israelites
Yeah,
in the Old
morals.
Testament,
That's not what it says.
particularly found in books like Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and
Yeah, it
Deuteronomy.
is in the first.
These laws cover various
got
aspects of
nothing to do with
daily
money.
life, including moral
Trust me,
conduct,
I've read the Bible.
religious rituals,
Essentially, but I think maybe it's derived from the Bible because they teach it in like law and they teach it in like economics and stuff.
Because they would, because they screw everything up. And everything you've been told is a lie. The first thing you're told about is how money is created. Money is created from nothing. Money is debt. There's the principle.
Yeah.
You will not get that in any university course because they will always bastardize things. The Catholic Church doesn't even use the Bible. They've created their own scriptures.
Right,
Right?
other
It's
ones,
all
yeah.
BS. You go back to the source and you won't, I'm telling you now, you won't like what you see. Because here's the reality of religion. God was ruthless.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Here's
Well,
what I
here's
don't-
the
here's what I don't like
representation of
about
how
the Jewish.
ruthless
Here's
it
what
is.
I don't like about the Jews. They are the chosen people.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everybody else, and he's going to direct them. But here you go. Who's the Star of David? That's David. What did David do? He actually killed another man to get with his wife. Oh, so this is your golden life, is it? The guy that actually murdered another guy's wife so he could be with her. There's your David. Moses spent
Wasn't
40
he-
years
wasn't
taking
he a
him through the
bad-
desert. Hang on, Moses spent
Yeah.
40 years taking him through the desert, and in the end he had some doubts, so God said, "You're not going to see that." God was ruthless,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And when he didn't like them, he didn't just smite them, their ancestors and all that. It was all for the chosen people. And if you believe that he could part the waters and plug through that friggin' river, it's all BS, man.
Yeah.
It's all BS and it's a form of control. Here's something else. The Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered in the 40s. A little Bedouin kid was throwing some rocks. Chink, hit something. They found the scrolls of the biblical times, right? That actually tell what actually happened. You know they haven't deciphered them yet?
Really?
Here we are in 2025 and it's still, the argument is, it takes a while to decipher them. What a lot of BS.
Yeah, we
Is it
actually
that they
think about
found something that actually contradicts what the official story tells?
Possibly, yeah.
Don't forget, every scripture was written by man, right? Here's something else to look at.
Think about how many times it got rewritten. I always think about that. Like, there was no like saving it on a computer or having.
What do the Jews believe? What part of the Bible do Jews believe?
Well, they believe just the first testament, the first.
The old scriptures.
Old scriptures.
Jesus doesn't exist to them. Jesus is a false messiah.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because they killed him.
Yeah.
It's only Christians that believe in Jesus.
I think of the
Yiddish,
Christian.
the Jews do not believe in the New Testament. Jesus doesn't exist to them.
Yeah.
They're still waiting for the Messiah. And the Muslims, they believe in Muhammad. Right? So he's the equivalent of Jesus and that sort of thing. But here's the thing. One thing's true about all religion, you know, you shouldn't kill, you should be kind. What are they doing? What are they doing? Are they kind in Gaza to each other? You know, no.
No, but that's people. That's not God.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So they don't really believe it. Because why would Netanyahu be quite happy that he killed 65,000? That's
Netanyahu.
It's 300,000. Trump said it himself. He said, oh, he had 1.2 million, there's 1.8 left. That's my calculations, like 400,000 killed. With targeted attacks. Really?
Yeah.
Even Trump said it, the whole place is a demolition site.
Well, to be fair, someone comes into your country and like kills people, like kills children, kidnaps and kills children at a festival. I don't know. I think Israel's always acting.
Most of that was BS. There were no babies beheaded. That was all just lies.
I don't know about. Yeah, I didn't even hear about babies beheaded. I just saw the footage of them flying over into a festival.
Can I put another scenario?
What? Yeah. I know that they're always getting smashed.
Total collapse of their security structure.
Yeah.
If it happens, you've then got a reason to destroy them.
Yeah.
Netanyahu is laughing at the moment.
Yeah.
He's nothing.
Do you think that Trump can do anything do you think he can stop that conflict?
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. I found it interesting.
He means well, but he is a Jewish sympathiser.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
by the way, he hates.
I think I'm a Jewish
He hates
sympathiser. Because I don't like the Zionists, and I know that they control, but I think they're safer than allowing
You said
it
the
to be a
magic word,
completely Muslim controlled
There's
area.
Jewish and there's Zionists. Now,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the Jewish.
Yeah, I know.
But
But
the
the
Zionists,
Zionists are who's
Zionists
controlling
have,
it.
they have a problem with me because their mission is for Israel to become part of the great, story.
Yeah.
You know. Look, cut a long story short, whatever happened to them in World War II, which was disgraceful, they become exactly the same themselves now.
Apparently, I don't want to deep dive because I think it's going to be it's just going to be a hard thing to learn, but apparently, the Jews might have been quite horrible, and maybe, when they were ousted from Germany, part of it was because they found
they
that.
weren't ousted from Germany.
Well, this is what happens, and it's the same with the Irish, actually. I'm from Irish descent.
Yeah.
I don't know my Irish descent. This last name, Fitzpatrick, means I'm from Ireland. And Irish and
Is that what
Jewish,
Fitzpatrick means?
it means son of the saviour. It means
Patrick's in there, so you were Saint Patrick.
yeah, son of the saviour. McFarry McGallis or something. It's like a really Irish last name.
Who was Saint Pat?
I think it's a Catholic. I think St. Pat was a Catholic. I don't know. I don't actually know. I've just looked up my name to find out. It's like you can
So
look
it's
up.
St. Patrick's Day. It's Irish,
Yeah.
Big thing, Irish.
But the Irish and the Jewish find their way. It's like they're probably the two most what would you say stood on
Yep.
of the more of the European Western countries, the countries that have been educated and everything else. They're the most stood on of those, and their way of this is why we were doing this to ourselves when it wasn't oppressing the rest of the world, it was just oppressing someone within that region. The way that they survived was through, instead of through fighting, they didn't have enough power, it was through knowledge and it was through politics. So the Jews, wherever they went, once they did get ousted, because many times there were purges on the Jews and the Christians amongst the Middle East, so they would end up in Europe, and then very quickly they would end up what do they call them? Your local, if you have a local man who's respected amongst a community of let's say it's a community of Thai people. I think they call them you know what I'm talking about? It's but if there's just a few thousand Thais and no one to represent them, they go, well, we all respect this guy quite a lot, so we'll have him as someone who represents us in town meetings, and then he'll get a place in somewhere in politics. And so the Jews actually brought that, they introduced that to most European countries, and now the West, we all do the same thing as well. But they found their way into politics, so when the Germans wanted to oust them, it's because they were completely had their fingers on.
Germans exterminate.
Yeah, but they had their finger. But when they did
the
it,
rich ones got out before the extermination.
I think Zionist Jews particularly had their fingers in every part of politics because the German figure, like, you know, there was a time where Germany was like Austro-Hungary, you know, it was like a huge empire, but by the time the Jews had come in, it was like a collapsing economy, so the Jews like easily came in and
The
started
Jews were
having a lot
despised
of control.
because they controlled the businesses and
Yeah.
were ripping people off. Now, let's fast
Well, they were doing
Let's
business
fast
amongst
forward to
themselves
Let's fast forward
and
to
not
today.
wanting to do
Let's
business
fast
with
forward
the
to
rest.
today. Look at Wall Street.
Yeah.
You happy with the way Wall Street runs?
That's
Jewish
wrong.
money.
Or
That-
Jewish
That's
money.
Jewish money.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same today. Why are the masses complaining? Because they see there's something wrong. What happened in the great financial crisis? The banks, Jewish banks, which could cause all this, got away scot-free. It's exactly the same scenario.
It's kind of that too big to fail too. Like we can't stop.
It's Jewish
it.
money.
Yeah.
The banks of the world are run by Jewish money.
No, but it's also like how we all can see the problem with it, but we can't make them stop because like
We can't do
too
anything
big to
about
fail.
it. We're not in charge.
Yeah.
We only can be aware of it, but that's all. That's as far as it goes. But by speaking about it, that helps.
Do we even know a way to
No,
maybe
but-
be better? Because people think communism.
Look, it's very simple. When you get, it's like you've got so many fleas on the dog. When there's a couple of fleas, no problem. But when the flea problem comes, then you do something about it. Look, there's enough people in America that voted a new president in, one that's completely, the system hates him. They tried to shoot him, right? Why haven't they released that? Because that was an inside job, right? Just like the Kennedy one. Now they've admitted Kennedy or two.
He already knows that. I'm sure that one he's already found out about immediately. Whatever.
Only an idiot would believe in the magic bullet theory. Physics tells you a bullet can't.
Oh, and did you see the hot vision of him?
Yes.
He wasn't like they're saying like it was planned. It's like no way. His head was swinging this way, that way, up, down.
Yeah,
It's
but-
just a miracle that it missed
Yeah,
him because he was
But
like
there was a warrant.
a
It was,
second earlier. It's
yeah, but it's the
huge.
Warren Commission, right?
Yeah.
The Warren Commission decided that it was a magic bullet theory, and it was all done in about 2 weeks.
Huh?
Are we talking about these guys?
Or he just went to Florida.
Yeah, he's been led back in Miami, but DeSantis doesn't want
Why
him.
why is he here?
Yeah. He's just a
No, Trump's
he's just a
because
celebrity.
Trump's back in power, so
So
he feels
he come
more
say hello?
comfortable now.
come say hello.
Yeah.
No,
To
no,
Trump?
he wants to be able to go here again.
Eat hungry.
He's still in trouble.
Oh, you're
Hell.
Great charges.
Yeah, I'm eating.
Okay.
You hungry
But
yet?
he's got still got a problem
Ah,
with
Three.
DeSantis.
But
I'm not hungry. So
You're not
you eat.
hungry?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat at 5 p.m. 6 p.m.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah, because
When-
I had like that big food yesterday,
Yeah. Okay.
and the donut just
Oh.
lasts long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All person different.
Yeah.
You when finish
There's the
talk,
answer,
you
Mark.
take.
Donald Trump
เพราะงั้นพาเขาลงไป
has,
กินนะ
has
มั้ง
helped
นะ
him
เข้าใจไหม
alleviate some of the remaining charges.
เขาหิวแล้วนะ
Oh, okay, connection.
Yeah, he's Trump's. Somebody in the Trump thing sort of said this bloke's a bit like you. He's been pilloried from post to post, and he hasn't done that much wrong. I don't think he has either. He's just they see him as misogynist and all this garbage,
Yeah, he's basically like Grand Theft Auto characters.
his brother?
Look like that. Yeah, look like one Grand Theft Auto. The
I
bald
like
guy.
his bodyguard, his
They're like
bodyguard.
these characters that don't exist in real life, but they're just playing these characters in
Yeah,
real
yeah.
life.
No, he's a
Because
real
they're not
deal.
even.
No, he's a world champion kickboxer, isn't he?
Yeah, but not in like any competition that's
No, but he has been.
Yeah, no, but like the one that he was at the top of, like it wasn't like K1.
No, it doesn't have to be, but he's
It
still.
was just a competition.
He looks good,
Yeah, he was a decent boxer.
Yeah.
You can't. He would smash me.
and he's
he
a
would
damn good
smash
chess
anyone.
player, so he's got brains.
Yeah, I actually do. I realize he's an intelligent guy. He's just unscrupulous. You go back to some earlier conversations when he had like a. So he's had that podcast for a long time. He spoke about some of the things he did. He would prostitute women in Eastern Europe.
Well, that's why he's in
Basically,
trouble.
like,
If he
get
said
them
that,
to
that's
do
why he's in trouble.
Yeah, things like I think he'd probably still be doing it today because he had absolutely no.
What ACDC say? Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah.
That's what he's done.
Yeah, he made a mistake about
Well, there you go.
speaking. He
He was
just
in
spoke about
Romania.
it so
Then he
casually.
got arrested. In Romania, he got arrested.
That's where he would have been doing it as well. He would have been like web models and stuff, and he's just like he's just calling them they're idiots. They don't know what to do with their money.
Leave
So
no big
he's just
one,
explaining
อุ่น
being
ก็
a
เป็น
pimp,
20
taking
นา
the
ทีแล้ว
money
นะ
for yourself,
เพื่อนก็หิว
and
ไม่
then
เห็นเลย
giving
นะ
them like some sort of
ก็ไม่หิว
he's telling